everyone, it's TJ here, and we're going to watch some video here together. This is Melissa Carone. She's a Dominion IT worker, and she appeared in the Michigan Senate hearings, state hearings, last week, and she had some pretty incredible things to say, and honestly, if this wasn't such an important matter, you could almost watch this for the comedy content, because later on in her testimony, she gets pretty fired up. So we're going to watch it together, starting right now.
Sure. My name is Melissa Carone. I was contracted to work for Dominion Voting Systems. I'm a freelance IT worker. I was contracted to work for Dominion to assist with IT during the election.
And when you were working there, what did you observe?
I observed numerous employees, city workers, running batches of ballots through the tabulators countless times without discarding them first. The tabulating machines would jam 2 to 3 times an hour. When they would jam, the correct process would be to pull out the problem ballot that jammed. Say the problem ballot was number 24 out of 50. I wasn't allowed to touch any hardware at all. I would assist them, tell them to pull out this ballot, put the problem ballot on top. In Michigan, our ballots from the tabulators don't just drop into steel ballot boxes. They are now, as they got tabulated, they are now on top of the tabulating machine. Okay? So instead of them taking these, so say, let's keep it number 25 is the problem ballot, it got jammed. So the computer would throw an error. It would say ballot number 25, there's an error. I would say pull out ballot number 25, slowly pull it out, put it on top, take the ballots that had already been tabulated, which are on top of the tabulating machine now, put them all back in a stack, discard the entire batch, and re-scan it. Instead of discarding, they were just rescanning, counting ballots 9 to 10 times, counting votes 9 to 10 times.
So they were counting the same ballot, the same vote, 9 or 10 times?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to pause it right here. And if you understood what she was saying, these voting machines, I guess from the sound of things, they were notorious to jam up, which isn't necessarily any cheating involved there, but the machine would jam up, and what they would do is, once clearing the jam, instead of resuming the count, they would take the entire stack and recount that stack. Because I wondered, how could these people count the same ballot so many times without raising red flags? Well, you know, I suppose if you were just kind of watching, if you weren't watching close enough, it could very easily be accomplished. So we're going to continue the video here.
So how many ballots would you estimate in front of you that you observed were counted multiple times in the machine? Can you put a number to it, an estimated number?
At least 30,000.
At least 30,000. Okay. Thank you.
Question for you is, you know, you're making claims here today that there's systematic fraud in what's going on in our elections. Are the courts also tied up in that fraud?
Let me tell you what I did by accident, okay? I gave Channel 7 an interview that they tied in to that and made me the witness that's uncredible. Guess what? There's going to be a couple behind me that are going to say the same thing I just said. And
the witness before you was also proven not credible as well by the same judge.
Oh, no, she wasn't, because she wasn't even there.
Representative Camilleri, let's let her finish, please.
Talked. The very first time.
As you can see, she's not going to be taking any of their bovine excrement, as I like to say. She gets more animated here in a few minutes. So hang tough.
So I just want to understand, I don't know what exactly all the things that are being talked about there are, but can you tell us what you said today is the truth? Is that correct?
Sir, I wrote a written affidavit. Yes, it is 100% true.
Okay, and did other people observe this?
Absolutely. And behind me, you're going to hear a couple.
Okay, and we'll hear
And
from them,
let me just
hopefully.
state this. I was an IT worker on the stage. I was working with Dominion. I had no poll workers were not allowed on the stage. The data loss, nobody would have heard about that besides me, Samuel, and Nick. Okay? Just like nobody knows that Samuel went to the Chicago warehouse besides me because I worked for Dominion. They didn't. They're not going to hear that part. You know what I mean? The poll workers are not going to know that Samuel, they're not even going to know who he is. They're not going to know that he went to the warehouse. Completely off. Completely off.
Off by
That poll-
30,000?
I'd say that poll book is off by over 100,000. That poll book, why don't you look at the registered voters on there? How many registered voters are on there? Do you even know the answer to that?
No, I guess I'm trying to get to the bottom of this here.
Zero. There's zero.
So, my question then is if the...
Guess how many, wait, what about the turnout rate? 120%?
Hey, you see Rudy Giuliani trying to calm her down? Because this is where she starts getting fired up. And, Rudy, he kind of wants to maintain some integrity to his side of the argument. And she's getting fired up, and he reaches over to calm her down. And, I'll confess, this is where I started getting some amusement.
Well, let's let Representative Johnson ask his question, please.
So the poll book number, there's two things that could happen here. Either the poll book number, if ballots were counted multiple times, there's two options. Option number one is that the poll book numbers are not going to match.
They don't.
The actual. Not by thousands and thousands of votes. That's not what we see right now.
Take a
that's
look
option number
again.
one.
Take a look again.
Option number two is that they essentially were filling in names of people who didn't vote.
Dead people too?
So is that?
Let's
I guess,
let
is that your
Representative
suggestion?
Johnson ask his question, and then when
I
he's
thought that
done...
was his answer. Okay.
Well, I guess that's
well-
my question here is why we're not seeing the poll book off by 30,000 votes. That's not the case.
What did you guys do? Take it and do something crazy to it?
I'm just saying the numbers are not off by 30,000 votes. So
I know what
are you
I
saying
saw.
that they're filling in?
I know what I saw, and I signed something saying that if I'm wrong, I can go to prison.
Okay.
Did you?
I got to stop it right there. This is what it takes. You've got, you got to be in their face, back at them, and this woman's a real spitfire.
Okay,
I'm just trying to ask you a legitimate question here.
Yeah, let's let Representative Johnson ask his question, and then don't interrupt him, and then if you...
Don't interrupt him. Don't interrogate the one who's, the ones who are supposed to interrogate you.
If you want to respond to it, that's fine. And, did you have more, Representative?
Yeah, I guess I just want to keep following back up with the poll book. So are we saying that the poll book is either wildly off or that they are filling in names?
It's wildly off, and dead people voted, and illegals voted.
Okay.
So that's my answer.
I think Representative Camilleri is asking is perhaps why is it that more people, and I know we have a couple here today, but why is it that we're not having more people come forward? I mean, it seems like if there was all this widespread fraud that, we'd have dozens and dozens of people.
I'll tell you why. My life has been destroyed. My life has been completely destroyed because of this. I've lost family. I've lost friends. I've been threatened. My kids have been threatened. I've had to move. I've had to change my phone number. I've had to get rid of social media. Nobody wants to come forward. They're getting threatened. their lives are getting ruined. I can't even get an actual job anymore. I can't. Because Democrats like to ruin your lives. That's why.
All right. All right. Let's.
Just like they do to Trump.
So that was Melissa Carone firing it up in Lansing last week. And there's in another segment, I'm going to show some more testimony. But this one was, she was quite a spitfire, as the headline said. So that's it. That's for now. See you in the next segment. TJ here, signing off with be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me.